fight with Paddy. When he deserves, why not? If he won the next couple match, when he's gonna be like top 10, why not? Because I don't have some excited fight in my division. We need some new name.
What did you think of his performance? Did you see that submission?
Yeah, I see how he finished Bobby. King. Oh, sorry, man. Good performance. So now it's the time when he have good opponent, when he's top. Now he has to training more. Now it's all you guys so dangerous.
Make it very interesting. Absolute sharp tank at 155 pounds.
People always say, oh, think you beat Islam Makhachev. I'm like, obviously. Think I'm going to sit, yeah, you've got to. Think I'm going to sit here and go, oh no, he beat me. Then I'm not a fighter. I'm a coward. I respect Islam. You know what I mean? He's a great champion. People will probably laugh at me saying this, but obviously I think I beat him. I don't think any man on this planet that beat me ever got in a cage with him. I think I beat everyone. And if you think anyone in your division or anyone that you're like rivals with, anything like that, can beat you, you're in the wrong sport. Go and do footy or rugby.
Islam Makhachev isn't one to throw out names lightly. But when it comes to Paddy Pimblett, he's open to the idea. In a recent interview, Islam made it clear that he's not chasing hype. He's focused on real competition. However, if Paddy earns his way to the top, then yes, Islam is willing to consider the matchup. No shade, no trash talk, just facts. He's watching closely and knows exactly what it would take for that fight to make sense.
Here's how he responded.
Did you see that? Did you see that where Islam was talking about me the other day? He said he's an exciting fighter and that. Keeps winning, you never know, he could fight for the belt and that. You know Islam. We're coming. We're coming, brother. We're coming.
What are your end of the year awards, Brad?
Islam's sub was good, but just the dance choke. Poirier's been submitted multiple times before. I'd submit Dustin Poirier. I think Khamzat's sub was better. Khamzat beat Robert Whittaker was a better submission. No one
just got a lot more interesting. Paddy didn't just pick up another win. He stopped Michael Chandler clean, and that's no small feat. Chandler is a former title challenger, a heavy hitter, and someone who's gone to war with names like Gaethje, Poirier, and Oliveira. Paddy beating him, and doing it the way he did, suddenly puts him on a whole different level. But Islam Makhachev isn't handing out title shots based on crowd reactions or charisma. For him, it's simple. Get the wins, earn your spot, and maybe then the door opens. He's not against fighting Paddy, but only if Paddy makes it undeniable. If he keeps beating legit opponents, climbs into the top 10, and proves himself as a real threat, then the conversation changes. Until then, it's all just noise. Right now, Islam sees Paddy as someone with momentum, but not someone who's fully proven himself at the top. He's watching, sure, but he knows how different things get when you're standing across from elite competition. Paddy passed a major test with Chandler, but there are still more ahead. If he keeps showing up like that, Islam might just be the next one standing in front of him.
Ranked 40, you know who's number one, you know who's number one.
People always say, oh, do you think you beat Islam Makhachev? I'm like, obviously. You think I'm going to sit here and go, oh no, he beat me? Then I'm not a fighter. I'm a coward. I respect Islam, you know what I mean? He's a great champion. I think I beat him. Like, I don't think any man on this planet that beat me ever got in a cage with him.
So Islam wouldn't.
Do you think Islam moves up?
He's going to wait until Bilal, Jack Della Maddalena fight, and if JDM wins, he's going to go up and fight for that belt. But I don't think the UFC would strip Islam, because he deserves it. Beating Volk, beating Poirier, and then Volk again. The Moicano one was very...
You went pretty hard on Moicano, right?
He's never going to fight for the lightweight title again. He shouldn't have fought for it that time. He didn't deserve it, but he got the title shot. But when you go to sleep, just wake back up, go to sleep, go out on your shield.
How you can tap, go sleep?
Paddy, meanwhile, is already thinking 10 steps ahead. Rankings don't faze him. People pointing out that he's only just cracked the top 15 doesn't rattle his mindset. In his world, it's not about where he's listed. It's about what he's capable of. When people ask if he thinks he can beat Islam, there's no hesitation, no second guessing. He's not wired to doubt himself. That's not how he operates. If he did, he wouldn't be in this game. For Paddy, confidence isn't optional. It's necessary. It's not about arrogance either. He knows Islam is a beast and understands exactly what the champ brings to the table. The dominance, the pressure, the grappling, the composure. It's all there. But Paddy doesn't see those things as roadblocks. He sees them as challenges to overcome, not reasons to fold. And it's not fake bravado. This is someone who truly believes that once the cage door shuts, nobody is untouchable, not even the champ. He respects Islam's reign, but he's not intimidated by it. And that's a huge difference. He's not asking for handouts or chasing clout. He simply believes that if the day comes when they're locked in together, he's walking out with the win, no questions asked. For Paddy, it's not a matter of if he belongs with the best. It's when. And in his head, that moment's coming sooner than people think. He doesn't just want the opportunity. He's already preparing for it. That level of self-belief might sound crazy to some, but for Paddy, it's survival. It's how he stays sharp, how he stays dangerous. And when he talks about facing Islam, there's no trace of fear, just pure, undiluted intent.
Surprised at all that Topuria ended up going up to 155? So what did you make of that?
Don't understand why he's moved up. He's tiny. He's not even a big featherweight. Never mind big enough for lightweight. And he's only defended the belt once. I know he's knocked a lot of people out, but against Volk had only just recovered from getting head kicked 12 weeks earlier and knocked clean out by Islam. I think if he fought Volk again, it'd be a different fight. I think he ran away from Volk. If he fights Islam, he'll get manhandled and he'll get submitted. So I don't even understand why he's moved.
Conor was my mentally toughest fight. Islam was tough skill-wise, but gritty toughness. Dan Hooker was a tough one. Gaethje's tough. Max was tough. I've had a few guys like that just wouldn't go down.
So we met up with Islam's camp, and so they're in the mountains.
Run through a day.
After the first run, it's like 2 miles through the mountains, and then Islam goes to sleep again. Sorry.
He wakes up. I think we come
Walk,
back and then
eat, sleep, 2-mile run, into the gym. Then they did sparring. One guy I think was getting a bit like going hard on Islam.
Yeah.
And Islam fucking body shot.
need the fuck like a real one.
Paddy's confidence doesn't stop with himself. He's been vocal about others too, especially when it comes to fighters stepping into Islam's territory without fully understanding what they're signing up for. Take Ilia Topuria, for example. Paddy didn't hold back on that one. He questioned the move to lightweight not out of hate, but from a place of sheer realism. In his eyes, Ilia's jump wasn't just bold, it was reckless. To Paddy, Ilia isn't even one of the bigger featherweights, let alone someone built for the chaos at 155. Walking into that division thinking you can take on Islam? That's not bravery. That's walking into a buzzsaw with your eyes closed. He doesn't believe Ilia is ready for that kind of punishment. And based on how Islam operates, he's probably not wrong. Because here's the thing. Islam isn't your standard lightweight. He doesn't rely on one weapon, he drowns you. He presses forward with a relentless pace, closes distance effortlessly. And once you're on the mat, it's not just control. It's domination. He doesn't just take you down, he takes the will out of you. That's what makes him so dangerous. It's not flashy knockouts or wild exchanges. It's how methodically he breaks fighters down, piece by piece. And when people do try to stand and trade with him, they often forget that Islam's striking is sharp, calculated, and improving with every fight. He doesn't need to rush or impress. He's already seen panic in the eyes of elite fighters. That's why Paddy is so cautious when others act like they can just walk into that fire and survive. He's not saying it to protect anyone. He's saying it because he knows what happens when you underestimate someone like Islam. Whether it's Ilia making the leap too soon, or anyone else dreaming of an upset, Paddy understands exactly what kind of storm they're walking into.
This is Gaethje versus Oliveira.
Oh, Charles.
This is how good Islam is. Because up until this moment, when Charles Oliveira finished Justin Gaethje, he just beat him up and dropped him on the feet and then submitted him on the ground, people were thinking, there's no one that can challenge Charles. Charles is at such an elite level. Islam beats him so soundly that now you're like, I don't even know if it makes sense for Charles to fight him again.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's how good he is.
How Islam beat Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody saw it.
I thought it was going to be a tough fight.
That was going to be a tough fight, too. Huh?
He hurt him on the feet.
On the feet.
On the feet.
Beat him standing and then followed him to where everybody thought he would be safe at. I seen a clip of that choke that he did. I know how that choke was so tight. So, because most people finish a head and arm triangle, they go into the elbow.
The bicep, yeah.
He went
up higher.
He went up higher. Locked it here.
tighter squeeze into it. Well, I think his squeeze is just phenomenal. Like, 'cause if you see the way he tapped Drew Dober too, the same sort of situation, he gets guys on the ground and they just, I think it's just a next level power and squeeze. Some dudes just have next level squeeze and next level like grappling power, and he's developed that his whole life. He's also enormous for 155. Islam's front kick up the middle is a new wrinkle. Yep, I like that.
Imagine if she had. Oh no, shit!
Oh my god. Oh my
God. He kicked it into another gear, and it's not just fighters like Paddy sounding the alarm. Respected voices in the fight game are taking notice too. Joe Rogan, someone who's witnessed the evolution of the sport firsthand, has been openly impressed by what Islam brings into the octagon. Not just the results, but the technique behind the domination. What stands out to Rogan isn't just the wins, it's how Islam is winning. The way he finished Charles Oliveira left jaws dropped. That wasn't supposed to be easy. Charles was on a tear, a submission wizard with heavy hands. Yet Islam didn't just beat him. He controlled every moment, standing, striking, and even in the one area people thought Charles might have the edge, grappling. Islam flipped the script. He didn't just survive on the ground, he ended it there. But Rogan goes beyond the highlight reels. He's fascinated by the small details, how Islam adds subtle new tools to his arsenal, like that sharp front kick up the middle, or how he finishes submissions using angles and pressure most fighters can't replicate. His squeeze, his control, his timing. They've all been forged through years of relentless training and fine-tuning, and it shows in how quickly he shuts opponents down. According to Rogan, it's not just talent. It's freakish grappling, strength combined with high-level fight IQ. Islam is one of those rare fighters who can make elite competition look ordinary. And at 155, where everyone is cutting hard and scrapping for inches, Islam stands out as someone who doesn't just fight smarter, he fights heavier, stronger, and more suffocating than almost any...
Right here. He's right here. You see him land this beautiful knee. Times it perfectly. Just splits the cheek of Michael Chandler. Look at the timing on this knee. That splits.
Yeah. Paddy Pimblett showed tonight that he is the real deal. Beating Michael Chandler, beating him the way that he did. I don't know how you can doubt the kid anymore.
It would seem likely that next fight out, he's going to get a big name opponent, right? Probably that would be the one that put him inside the contention.
Tonight was a pretty big name opponent too. But yeah, he's in that spot now where he's going to be fighting.
Now that Paddy's officially broken into the top tier with his win over Chandler, everything has changed. The conversations around him are no longer about potential, they're about legacy. Dana White didn't hold back after the fight either. He said it straight. Paddy Pimblett is the real deal, and from here on out it's all big-name opponents. The thing is, in a stacked lightweight division, the list of big names isn't endless, and one name towers above the rest: Islam Makhachev. If you read between the lines, it makes perfect sense. Islam has already made it clear he's looking for fresh blood. He's wiped out most of the division's elite, and even admitted that things are starting to feel a little stale at the top. He wants excitement, he wants a new face, and Paddy? He's the definition of new blood, with fire behind him. This isn't some long-shot fantasy matchup anymore. Paddy just took out Michael Chandler, one of the toughest, most explosive lightweights in the game. He didn't just survive, he took over, silenced the doubters, and proved he's evolved. And now that Dana himself has said Paddy is ready for that upper echelon, you have to wonder, is Islam next?